I started watching porn when I was 8 years old. So for the past 10 years until I started self-improvement, I thought pornography was fucking awesome. And only when I realized where my source of depression, being complacent, and genuinely why I got no bitches was coming from, I created this step-by-step guide for myself to quit porn forever. And if you're coming from my other YouTube channel over my Instagram, you know that we always do self-improvement Q&As on Thursday. And always the most prevalent topic, the one that keeps popping up every single time, is how do I quit porn? I've been watching porn for 10 years and I've just realized how bad it is, but I can't stop myself. And I say it in this tone because when I was in the thick of watching porn, I thought it was fucking amazing. But I care so much about the mental health of other men, genuinely just because I know how fucking bad it feels to have terrible mental health, that I made it the current purpose, the mission in my life to give these videos to my past self, these actionable steps of how to quit porn. When I was in 3rd grade, my 2 best friends, we were all like this group of like fat Asian guys. They were upstairs in my house and I heard this like wrestling from under the sheets. And I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, this kind of sucks. So I creep closer and closer to the door and I just pull it open as slowly as I can. And these were some very toxic friends that I had at the time that always bullied me for everything. So I knew that if I just busted in, they would probably beat the shit out of me. As they heard the door creak open, I just remember one of them screaming like, get the fuck out, like, don't you dare come in. It's my house, bro. So I didn't know what was happening. I open the door and I go inside and they are like stuck under the covers. And I just hear like this little like gushing, moaning, like, sorry for being like a little disgusting in this, but these very vile sounds from under the cover. So I barge and I rip open the sheets and I see them both there, sitting cross-legged with a computer in front of them. And that was when I was introduced to my first porno. And from that day, I was fucking hooked. And I remember I would wear these like really shitty Skull Candy headphones, go into my washroom when I was like 9 years old, before I could even come, bro. Just watching this like God-given masterpiece. When I finally figured out, like, by watching the guys, that I could make myself feel good and come. I did it secretly every single day, and I was only 9 years old. In the shower, when my parents were on the couch, like literally every single part of this goddamn house. And I remember the first time I told my friends that I watched porn, I was terrified. All of them started laughing, and then it spiraled into, we would show each other videos, we would send each other links, and instead of society looking down on something that is so artificial, that it's so fucked up for the women to do this sexual energy that we have as human beings, you're just transferring this to everything. Like, this is supposed to be the most sacred part to share with a partner that you go through years of thinking in your life to commit to, and you're just sharing this with random people. And for the guys watching, the dopamine hit that you get is absolutely insane. You're watching other guys, probably bigger than you, more jacked than you, with a way bigger dicks than you, bro, pounding the women that you want. And if that doesn't make you a cuck, I don't know what does. I thought this was gonna be shamed upon, but everywhere in society, I was encouraged to. I remember in our sex ed classes, we had like a very like woke, liberal sex ed teacher, and he would educate us not just on the harms of porn, but what porn we should watch and how we can learn from that. And school would teach us things like how to use dildos and fucking... I used to critique on how people thought the education system was fucked up, and no, it's not that bad, and this is stuff that kids should learn. But the more I get into self-improvement, the more I realize how terrible it is. I would look at the red pillars, the no-fap advocators, the guys on semen retention, and I would think that these guys were just lying to themselves, that they were just doing this to pretend to be better than other people. And yes, it was easy to quit porn. I was wrong. It was one of the toughest things to do as a man, but we need people. So I genuinely thought that watching porn every day, twice a day, 3 times a day was good, and it would teach you about your body, and it was healthy. And yes, of course, now you get to see what like a clitoris looked like, but bro, just like go out there and like find a girl. And that was until I met one of my more serious girlfriends, the one that you saw in the first video on this channel, and I realized, bro, I couldn't fucking come. Like, simple as that. Not only did porn frame my brain where I was looking at women and I would literally undress women as I walk past them every single day, but I would have like a beautiful woman on my bed, naked in front of me, like ready for me to share like the most intimate experience with her. And not only could I not get hard, but I couldn't come. And that's something that most guys would be like, what? Like, you're the luckiest guy in the world. But no, this is unfiltered. I don't give a fuck, man. YouTube suck my dick. I would have to jerk myself off to finish. And this lasted for the first 50 sexual experiences I ever had. And what that does to you as a man, what that did to me was, you go into the mirror after and you don't even feel like a man. The one thing that we were programmed biologically to do, you can't even do in front of a beautiful woman that you actually like, and you have to do it with your hand, watching another guy ravage the woman of your dreams. And as you know from the first video in this channel, after that girl that I absolutely loved left and it broke my heart, I went on YouTube and I just searched up like, bro, I can't come, why do girls keep leaving me? And that's when I realized that the most harmful consequence of porn, besides making you depressed, all the dopamine that it releases artificially, was the fact that for many young lonely men out there, it is a replacement to fill the void of loneliness and love in your life. So as all guys do after they go through a breakup, I was like, no, fuck this. I went on the super red pill rage, like all women are hoes. This is how you manipulate women. And I cut porn out completely. I realized that this was one of the biggest problems I had, not only in my love life, but was keeping me depressed. So I cut it out and I couldn't stop myself from relapsing. I would watch all these self-improvement videos online about how to quit porn, why porn is bad, and why you should quit now. And I tried all these tips and tricks, but nobody framed it to me in a way that let me actually quit. I got to a point where I couldn't even get hard myself from jerking off. And I opened my computer and I was so ashamed that I'm looking down like my soft dick, bro. And I'm like, I can't even get hard by myself. Control-Shift-N as fast as possible. Pornhub.com. And the minute I see that black, orange, and white logo flash in front of my eyes, and not even clicking onto any video, just the front page, fucking hard as a rock. And that's when I realized, that's when I truly realized how fucked up porn was. When I was on the extremely strict nofap, all the times that I relapsed hurt so much more than all 10 years of watching porn combined. And I remember I told everyone in my life that I was gonna quit porn, that I don't watch porn anymore. I identified as a non-porn watcher, but I would secretly lie in my bed every night, even though I was so tired I could have slept right away, and it was just something I felt like I needed to do. I'd open the computer, I'd restart the nofap streak, and that brought me more pain than I've almost ever experienced. So that is the reason why I'm going to bring you these steps, because I promise in every single video I will calculate everything down, and that's why I take some time before these videos to bring you a guide, an actual actionable step, practical guide of how to implement each self-improvement metric into your life, because that is something that I wish I had when I was younger, instead of just watching all these blue pill self-improvement guys like, oh my god, she left, porn's not that bad, just be okay with yourself, take a deep breath, it's okay, or all the super red pill rage, just quit right now, if you relapse you're an absolute piece of shit and you should kill yourself. Like, both sides of this are absolutely fucked. And I wish when I started self-improvement I had these actionable steps, because that's how my brain works. And that's how I think every man's brain works. It's like a supercomputer that you need to, like AI, you know, you gotta plug in these steps and then you do them, and then by understanding not only what the steps are, but why they work, I think that is how self-improvement should be taught. Step 1, have the knowledge that I'm gonna give you right now, that sexual discipline is the hardest thing for any man in the modern world to gain. So you should be absolutely fucking proud of yourself in a month, 2 months, a year, when you've taken these steps from this video and you're able to quit porn. And you should never let any of these fucking weak demo characters come up to you and tell you, oh, you're on the nofap. I watch porn 3 times a day and I still feel great. I can get all my stuff done. No, the guys who come to this channel are the guys who are like me when I started and still like me, trying to grow every day. Like we are guys that used to have or still have some really fucked up mental health, and putting these deep, strict restraints on our stuff that are in our deepest desires. Like, I know if you're watching this video, why did you click on this video, bro? You clicked on this video because you know It's a huge problem in your life and you want to quit it. So you should be so fucking proud of yourself that all these haters that talk to you, some of them might be your friends, your family, your teachers, that tell you that what you're doing is toxic and that you can have balance in your life, you can have a little bit of porn. Block that shit out and be proud of yourself. All the most masculine guys that you look up to, the guys that since you were a kid have saved your life, changed your life, those aren't the porn watchers, bro. The ones that you don't want to be like. The ones fucking twerking on the stage. The guys who go out and fucking beat their wives. The guys who get divorced because porn is such a big problem in their marriage. You don't want to be like those guys. Step 2. Taper down. The red pill community will tell you to quit it right away. And if you don't quit it right away, you might as well just fucking end up dead and kill yourself. And I believe that. I believed that for so long. That every single time I relapsed and I couldn't take it, I would look at myself in the mirror. I thought I was becoming a strong masculine man. I thought I had good self-discipline. I'm just a piece of shit. I'm letting this little tablet control me. You have to realize porn is designed to hook you in every way possible, with the lottery gambling jackpot algorithm where there's some videos you might like, some you don't like. Porn is the leading entertainment in the world that outsells all of the movie industry every single year. So to taper down, what you want to do is literally, like, this is gonna sound like a little fucking like retarded, like a little OCD, a little autistic. Grab your journals, boys. If you've been watching these videos, you know how important the journals will be. And I will probably in almost every single video teach you a different way of journaling. What you're gonna do is you're gonna write down a weekly timetable. Be honest with yourself. I'm all about the self-love, but you have to be honest with yourself and write down Monday, how many days do you typically watch porn? Every single day of the week, how many times do you typically watch porn? Let's say you're the most extreme coomer, like I was, and you're watching porn an average of 2 times every single day. 2 times every single day, that's 14 days. I'm just gonna make you cut that down in half at first. That's it. And you have to follow this for 2 weeks. You'll put the repetitive step of doing that into your brain that now you will get used to not being the guy who jerks off twice a day, but the guy who jerks off once a day. Step 3, probably the most important step that helped me the most. Tell people that you're trying to quit or you don't watch porn. Now, the people that you tell is the most important part of this step. So for me, because of the online presence and all the work, I would tell my audience, and that helps so much because I have like millions of guys looking up to me who I know that if I go off and jerk off one day, even if they never find out, the pressure is gonna be so big that I'm gonna be letting down so many people. Pressure is privilege. If you don't have that luxury of being a social media entertainer, tell your most chosen brother. And your most chosen brother should be the guy that would take a bullet for you. The guy that if you were zeroed out with nothing left in your bank, no family, no friends, but just him, he would drop his life to save you and bring you up with him. The one that you can tell anything to with no judgment. And if you don't have one of those right now, I will help you in a future video to find one. Telling another man is very different from telling a woman. When you tell your woman, even if she is the best woman on the planet, she is fully into the self-improvement, she is reassuring, loving, some of your deepest, darkest problems, especially if you're complaining about them and not telling her that you will fix them, she's always gonna have this little resentment in her mind that thinks, my man's a bit of a bitch. Just a little bit. She might come off extremely loving and extremely reassuring, but she's always gonna have that, my boyfriend does like to jerk off every day. That's noted. The right man that you tell will not only be supportive of your choice, but proud and encourage you and keep you on the right track on your journey. I remember I told my best friends, my brothers, Humphrey and Jeff, my producer, and Jeff from all the other content that I make, about this problem that I was having and that I was gonna quit. And I remember them, as boys do, made fun of me every single day, like, are you still jerking out? You better not do it. And they kept me so accountable with so much love. And that is the real power of having chosen brothers listen to you. Number 4, restrict your apps. So I do believe that if you have to rely on these YouTube blockers, these porn blockers, you are weak. You don't have enough self-control to be able to switch it off yourself or to just not do it. A weak man who stays weak will be a weak man. A weak man trying to be strong will be a superior man. Remember that forever. So it's okay if right now you are starting off weak. You are weak right now. Porn controls your brain, but that's how we all start. When we first get into the gym, we are all weak. None of us can bench press 405. It's through getting stronger that's where the pride is grown. So in the beginning, I think it is okay, and I think it is almost a crucial step to imply some app restriction, and I'll give you one that worked fucking perfect for me. So this one actually my girlfriend recommended. One of the best apps on your phone is called 1sec. It's $1 prescription per month to restrict unlimited amount of apps. And how the restriction works is when you open your app, it's gonna give you like a 10-second timer before you can even log into Instagram, log into the internet. And what that's gonna do is when you're watching it, it's gonna tell your brain, oh fuck, I have to wait. And most of you guys are lazy as fuck, like I was. I was still lazy as fuck sometimes, but you still gotta do it. You're gonna see this 10-second timer and it's gonna put this extra thought into your head, like, huh, do I really need to open this app right now? And then it also counts the metrics of how many times you on average open your apps and how many minutes you spend on average on your app and how much time will save. And if you don't have $1 a month, then you're absolutely broke. The free version, you can restrict one app. Number 5, replace the time that you typically watch porn with a natural dopamine or serotonin source. I'll give you 3 examples right here. For example, I realized that I would always watch porn at nighttime because I told myself that I need to jerk off before I sleep, which is completely not true. If you need to jerk off before you sleep and get that release, it's because you haven't done enough productive, strenuous activities throughout the day that you're tired enough to get the natural sleep that our fucking ancestors would get in an instant like that because they were hunting mammoths. I realized I need to replace that time with something that is not only productive, but it is non-artificial dopamine. So no phones, no screens. And for me, that was playing guitar. I'm sure he'll let me share this story, but my producer Humphrey, if you're watching right now, sorry bro, but it's a great story. He was absolutely addicted to porn like I was. So we went out and we bought these 2 guitars. They're almost identical because we're basically boyfriend and boyfriend. And we just had a new goal with each other to learn how to play. And that's what we would do every single night instead of watching porn. The next idea is an activity to do with your chosen brothers, with your best friends. And for me and my boys, we went snowboarding. Every week we would go snowboarding because instead of finishing the day with so much energy, we would go drain ourselves doing something that we were absolutely shit at and build like masculine urge for progress to get better through something that is tough. I've been doing this since I was a kid, but I will always advocate for cold showers. And now that I know the benefit of them, the benefit of putting natural dopamine into your brain, because when you go through something tough, how the brain works is you have a tank. Envision like a tank of your dopamine and your baseline's around 50. Doing things like watching porn, scrolling on social media, bring that tank up to 100 for a short time. And once that dopamine source is gone, it not only crashes to the baseline of 50, but much below it for a long time. So you'll be stuck after watching porn, scrolling, doing things that you know that you weren't supposed to do, that were comfortable and easy, with this kind of sad, depressing feeling for a little bit or a long time. But doing things like cold showers, going for a run in the morning, if you're a fucking morning jerker, will bring that baseline from 50 down, because it's tough, to maybe like a 10, 20%. You're doing something tough, something that you don't want to do. But it has the almost reverse effect, where it will skyrocket past that 50 and go almost to the 100%, and you will have that lasting for 3, 4, 5 hours throughout the day. Step 6. Identify as a non-porn watcher. So I've heard this from other self-improvement channels, but I want to actualize this step for you. So the way that journaling works in almost all self-improvement ideologies is that the brain is like a computer. Your brain can store 1 billion thoughts. But if you're depressed, you're overthinking, that means the most prevalent thoughts, the ones that are at the top, the ones being shown to you all the time, those are the ones at the forefront. So how journaling works, it's the idea of getting positive, grateful, natural dopamine thoughts to the forefront and replacing those negative thoughts. So what you're gonna do, if you truly care about quitting porn, and you don't just say this, and you're not just here still watching this video after our retention has dropped by like 1,000,000%, because all the guys who are gonna go and jerk off have probably gone. You're one of the special few who actually cares about their mental health. You're gonna open this journal every single day in the morning and write down 10 times, kind of like you were being punished when you were a child at school. I don't watch porn. I don't watch porn. I don't watch porn. What that's gonna do is it's gonna put that early in the morning at the start of your day into your mind, and seeing your eyes connect to your hand, connect to the paper, and taking that monotonous time to write it out. Don't just type this, bro. There's no way you can't spare 2 minutes in the morning. And seeing it come back into your eyes, relay to the brain. Throughout the day, you're gonna have these thoughts. You're gonna wanna jerk off, but you're gonna remember there's this little clear image in my mind of this piece of paper that I wrote on saying that I don't watch porn. Why am I doing this? Journaling is one of the best things that any man can do. It's not gay. It will improve your mental health more than anything. Lastly, instead of me saying create a do or die scenario where if you do watch porn, you might as well go kill yourself, know that this is an everlasting battle. Remind yourself that when you do have these urges, this might go on for the rest of your life because you are genetically hardwired as a man to want to go and sleep with women, to want to release your seed into the world. And because you're unfortunately, and I'm so sorry for you, bro, indoctrinated into this society where children can watch two adults that are possibly non-consenting enact some of the most heinous sexual acts, stuff that they should never even see nor do for the rest of their life. But I guarantee you, if you take these steps from this video and you promise me 2 weeks, maybe you won't have fully quit the urge to watch porn by then, but you will look back like I've looked back over the past 6 months of doing this with some of the most pride you have ever felt in yourself. And to be completely honest, there are so many times where I am lying in bed thinking, is it worth it? Is it worth it to have this fucking battle in my mind every single night? My girlfriend's on long distance right now, man. I haven't came for I'm on semen retention for a total of 100 days. It's tough. Is it worth it to go through this pain every night where you could just end it right there by opening that computer and doing what you have been doing for so many years? And let me tell you, it is not. Because what is worth it? The pride that you will build in yourself from quitting one of the hardest addictions to quit. Just know you can do it. So bro, drop in the comment section how long you've been watching porn. No, seriously, drop in the comment section how long you've been watching porn so we can all make fun of you in there, but then also be your brothers and give you the love and the support for you to continue on your journey. Come back to your comment 6 months, a year later, and tell us your updates. It will be a tough journey, but I know you can do it. While you're down there, don't be there for too long because scrolling through comments is a waste of your fucking time. Leave your comment, get the fuck out. But before you get the fuck out, like violate that little subscribe button for me, okay? It gets my editors paid, and I have a promise to my head editor, Nicola, that if we hit 100K on this channel, I will fly him out and we'll take him on a nice vacation because I'm truly proud of him for all the work that he's done on this channel. It's only been a month so far, but it's amazing to have people like that, brothers, masculine brothers on your side. A man in pain seeks pleasure and only receives more pain. But when you seek a productive pain, you shall receive an everlasting pride. I love you boys. Stop fucking jerking your dicks, man. Just go get some bitches.